We're going to have Adam come up and present the 2024 preview for next year's meeting.
Hello everyone, I'm Adam Winkler, and thank you, Andrea, for all of your leadership as your presidency winds down. You've been a great leader over the year, and thanks so much to Kevin and Rachel for putting together a great two-day meeting. Can we all give them a round of applause, please? President-elect Lawrence Morris asked Jim McKee and myself to put together a meeting for his presidency year, and Jim can't be with us today. If you ask me, it's because he's afraid of being behind the microphone, but so I'm going to run through some of our ideas that we came through and what we decided to do going forward. Lawrence tasked us with the title of Clinical Excellence Through Interdisciplinary Dentistry. And so Jim and I sat down and thought, let's put together a list of names that we think might suit that well. And you can see the names on the list here in front of you, but I'm going to run through some of our ideas as we were going through and putting the meeting together. We start the meeting on Wednesday with Bill Robbins and Jim Otten, two masters of treatment planning, and they're going to review their global view of diagnosis and treatment planning. They are both spectacular speakers, and they're going to be a great way to kick off our meeting. Next, we're going to have diagnostic records in a digital dental practice. Seth Atkins is here. He's been around. He is as much of a leader in technology, in my opinion, as anybody, and he has some great ways that he's correlated with the digital dental practice with the analog dental practice. That's going to be a great presentation. Next, we have my radiologist, or a radiologist that I use that reads all my MRIs. He's going to talk about the TM joint from an orthopedic perspective. He's going to give us an idea of what other joints, some breakdown in other joints and how they relate to the TM joint. And it's one of the things that so often we get focused on that joint and that joint alone. He's going to kind of give us a more complete perspective on that. We're going to have our Dawson Memorial Lecture after that, Cybersecurity in the Digital Dental Practice. I mean, we see all this digital, we see all the computers, we see all of that. It's really important that everything stays secure. So he's going to, I'm sure, open our eyes and probably make our heads explode with the idea of how vulnerable we all are. Then we're going to have, after lunch, we're going to have three spectacular oral surgeons coming in. Mike Gunson's coming in to talk about lip aesthetics and maxillomandibular advancement, which we're really excited about. Reza Movahed is an oral surgeon down in St. Louis area. He's going to talk about total joint replacements in 2024. And finally, Brian Shaw is going to talk about soft tissue options at the surgery options at the TM joint level. And then we're going to have a panel discussion with those three, which I always love panel discussions in this format. So we're going to have ability to ask questions of the three of them and get their insight on that. We're so excited about that afternoon. On day two, we kick it off with John Coyce and Marta Rivera-Leon. They're going to speak together about digital occlusion, what works and what doesn't. John was one of the names that we had, of course, right in the beginning. He's, I guess, qualified to do this. And then after him, they're going to go, and then we have Domingo Martin, who's a great orthodontist from Spain. He's going to come in. He's always had a focus in all of his lectures with the TM joint and orthodontics. Hopefully he can continue the input that Drew gave us and others have given us. That was, I think he'll really open some eyes. Then we have my great friend, George Mandelaris, coming in to talk about occlusion and TMD from a periodontist perspective. He is a leader in the field in many ways, and so he's always a fantastic lecturer, so I'm sure he will bring his A game that day. Then our afternoon, we're excited about some three different lecturers that all are going to be talking about a similar patient, and that patient that you might see on Monday morning, but they have maybe a slightly different perspective on how they approach that. And some of the best parts about this meeting over the years has been a differing of opinion, not everybody agreeing all the time with everything that comes up. And so while we don't want them fighting on the stage, I think having a little bit of discussion, I think will be very helpful for all of us. And finally, we finish our meeting with Frank Spear to wrap a bow on the 2 days as only he can. And so we're really excited about this. And I would ask all of you, as you look at, I believe the next slide, as you look at the names up here on the list, think about this as a value that you're getting for this student. I'm biased, but I think this is probably the best value in a 2-day meeting as you can run across. And so I would encourage you all to go back to your study clubs and go back to the people that are in there and that young people that you know, and invite them to come to the meeting. I would encourage you to renew your membership today if you plan on coming back, because I think this meeting has been over the years so important in my life, and I know for Jim as well. I don't want to speak to him, but I know it's been such an important part of his life as well. So we are so thankful that Lawrence has tasked us with this opportunity. It's been a real privilege, and we look forward to seeing everybody next year. So, thank you.
As before we go to lunch, and we'll give you the details about lunch in a minute, because everybody's probably hungry. You know, the last day and a half so far, again, we're a little biased, but we think it's been spectacular. And then you think about what we just learned about next year. If you want to share this, if you want to inspire others to come, when we break for lunch, go to the registration desk and say, I will do a video testimonial. But by the way, you'll be all over social, and we all love social. So go get your face on there, but it's not so you can be on social, it's so that you can inspire others to come here. We need those. So go to the registration desk and say, video me. And talk about what you've learned here so far, what's inspired you so far. And you'll see it next year.
Yeah, and just to echo that, I mean, I think the joke in the room is that this is the best kept secret in dentistry. Like the quality of this meeting and the quality of the speakers and the camaraderie we have as colleagues here. So again, let's make it not a secret. Why don't we just share our secrets? They're kind of meant to be shared at this point. And so if there are people in your communities that you think could benefit from this, please encourage them to come. They won't regret it, and we would love to get to meet them and know them as friends as well.